Pure Addiction, Alan Hill.
Yeah, so we're here now in Pure Addiction tent with Alan Hill, newly crowned world champion, W1 again. Not been so easy this time, Alan, because you was out with a bit of injury. Tell us a little bit about how that injury occurred.
I had a crash at Manchester indoor, trying to get some training in before the start of the season.
Yep.
And just got tangled up in someone else's crash and tore my rotator cuff. It took a little while to diagnose, so we kept leaving it and trying some treatment, which improved it enough so I could ride again.
You were out for 4 months, so what did you do meanwhile the shoulder was healing?
No gym, I touched a bike for about 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, when we realised it wasn't going to get better, and I started experimenting and I found out that I could do a bit of riding,
yep.
Just on the flat, just doing some sprints to just keep legs moving.
It must have been a bit odd for you being able to ride the bike but not being able to take it to the track. How did you deal with not being able to get on the track?
Yeah, that was really frustrating because obviously I was still at the track with the family.
Yeah.
We'd take all the bikes and then ride down the track, and I'd just ride up and down the path next to the track doing sprints.
Now, do you think that time away gave you that little bit of edge to come back, train a little bit harder, a little bit more intense, because you knew basically you had catching up to do?
Maybe. I was always frustrated because I knew the level I was at, and I knew after 16 weeks I was never going to achieve where I was before the accident.
Yeah.
So just more frustrating than anything.
First real competitive race back would have been the Derby National. It didn't look too bad. I mean, I've got a couple of motos you had Reedy in both of them. A couple of motos you had Reedy in both of them. Whole shotted him, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Whole shotted to the first jump, and obviously a little bit track rusty. That must have been promising for you to come back in your first competitive race, be rocking it up there with Reedy, who hadn't lost a national all season.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm never really sure of what kind of level that I was at, but Derby was probably the worst track to come back to with so much pulling up. Every time it sort of hurt the shoulder a bit, so that was always a bit restrictive. But the legs felt fast. Yeah, first straight felt good. It was just struggled a bit with the track.
Derby came back not quite 100%, but still putting in the good results. How was that for you mentally, knowing that you was going to take that to the World Championships?
Yeah, it was good. I knew I was carrying some momentum and some speed. We knew the track in Rotterdam was going to be completely different to anything else we've ridden. Yeah, I knew with the confidence I've got, the experience I've got, I knew I'd be somewhere there.
Okay, so very experienced, been up there in the top flight for a number of years. How important is it to get a good amount of laps on a new track for you personally?
On the track in Rotterdam, it wasn't that important because it wasn't, that technically there was only so many lines you could do. We had a few more on the second session the next day. I always prefer, a fair track other than the short first straight. Giving advantage to inside lane. I won, several other people won from the outside. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we haven't got long left before we're going to start the first motos. 2014 World Championships, A-Main. You've got a chance of getting that W1 plate again. What's going through your mind?
I was fairly confident, sort of confident and relaxed. I wasn't trying to put too much pressure on myself. And once you're there, you've got as much chance as anybody to win. I decided to go for it, to do or die, but that seemed to come off. Got pedalling again. Andy Shaw came thundering up the inside and passed us both. Try not to panic and do anything silly. Got some good cranks in down the last straight and just lunged for the line.
The race isn't finished until you cross the line, and you must make that lunge for the line, and it's earned you a world title win.
Yeah. It was important to teach the kids to always remember that a lunge is the difference between
a win and a nothing.
Yeah, I've had a couple of 2s, 3, 2 4s, 5 and a 6, I think.
The number 1 is the one that counts. You're going to be the man on everybody's lips, especially for the next year. Race day video, I'd like to congratulate you on your win. We're going to let Alan get ready now for one of his cruiser races. We'll see how he gets on throughout the rest of the day. Thanks very much, Alan.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Your brand new world champion, Alan Hill.